This is Canada in October 1970, a time when the nation was thrust into a crisis that would forever shape its political landscape. The October crisis of 1970 was a pivotal moment in Canadian history, marked by a series of events that unfolded against the backdrop of Quebec's separatist movement and heightened tensions between federal authorities and radical groups. In the late 1960s, Quebec was a hotbed of political discontent, fueled by a desire for greater autonomy and independence from the federal government. The Front de Libération du Québec, FLQ, a militant separatist group, emerged as a prominent voice advocating for Quebecois sovereignty through violent means. On October 5, 1970, the FLQ shocked the nation by kidnapping James Cross, a British diplomat, and demanding the release of FLQ members held in prison. Simultaneously, a series of bombings attributed to the FLQ struck targets across Quebec, further heightening tensions. Just days later, on October 10th, Pierre Laporte, Quebec's Minister of Labour and Immigration, was also abducted by the FLQ. With the kidnappings and bombings escalating the crisis, Prime Minister Pierre Trudeau made the controversial decision to invoke the War Measures Act on October 16th, granting the government sweeping powers to arrest and detain individuals without trial. This unprecedented move led to the deployment of Canadian armed forces to maintain order in Quebec and address the growing security concerns. Under the authority of the War Measures Act, hundreds of suspected FLQ members and sympathizers were arrested, and the hunt for Cross and Laporte intensified. Despite efforts to negotiate their release, the crisis took a tragic turn when Laporte was found murdered on October 17th. After weeks of intense negotiations, Cross was released on December 3, 1970, in exchange for safe passage to Cuba for his FLQ captors. The October crisis left a lasting impact on Canadian society, sparking debates over civil liberties, national security, and the appropriate use of government power. The October crisis of 1970 stands as a watershed moment in Canadian history, emblematic of the turbulent relationship between Quebecois separatism and federal authority. Marked by the FLQ's brazen kidnappings, the invocation of the War Measures Act, and the tragic death of Pierre Laporte, the crisis reshaped Canada's political landscape and ignited fervent discussions about civil liberties and governmental powers. While the eventual resolution saw the release of James Cross and the dispersal of the FLQ, the aftermath of the crisis lingered, leaving a profound and enduring impact on Canadian society, provoking reflections on the delicate balance between national security and individual freedoms.